Have you ever wondered why your goals always seem just beyond reach? Why no matter how much effort you put in, something holds you back? It's easy to blame circumstances, people, or even bad luck, but let's be real. The biggest enemy isn't out there, it's inside. It's the voice in your head that whispers doubts, the hesitation before taking action, the excuses that keep you stuck. That's the silent saboteur within, and if you don't confront it, it will control your life. Your mind is a battlefield. Every single day, a war is being fought between your potential and your fears, your ambitions and your insecurities. And the worst part, most people don't even realize the battle is happening. They go through life never questioning why they hold themselves back, never seeing the silent enemy working against them. But once you recognize it, everything changes. Let me tell you something. Every dream that died, every opportunity you let slip away, every moment you hesitated when you should have moved forward, all of it was because of that enemy inside. It convinces you to settle, to delay, to stay comfortable. It tells you you're not ready. It's too risky. You don't have what it takes. And you believe it. That's how powerful this enemy is. It doesn't need to fight you physically. It just whispers in your ear until you start fighting yourself. But here's the truth. That voice is a lie. It's been lying to you your entire life. And if you're tired of being trapped, tired of feeling like your potential is slipping through your fingers, then it's time to fight back. Because once you see the enemy for what it is, you take away its power. The mind is both your prison and your key to freedom. The same thoughts that hold you back can also push you forward if you take control. You've spent years listening to doubt, fear, and hesitation, but what if you could train your mind to do the opposite? What if, instead of stopping you, your mind became the greatest weapon in your arsenal? Think about it. Your mind creates every excuse, every hesitation, every doubt, but it also creates every breakthrough, every moment of courage, every step forward. The only difference is what you allow it to focus on. Your thoughts are not just passing ideas, they are the architects of your reality. If you feed your mind fear, you will live in fear. If you feed it strength, you will live in strength. Let's be honest. Change is uncomfortable, growth is uncomfortable, but do you know what's more painful? Staying the same. Waking up years from now, looking back at your life and realizing you let fear win. That's the real suffering. The mind is like a garden. You can plant seeds of doubt and they will grow into hesitation, failure, and regret. Or you can plant seeds of confidence, action, and resilience and watch them grow into success. But make no mistake, whatever you plant, you will harvest, and the choice is yours. So now, ask yourself, are you going to keep letting your mind work against you? Or are you going to take control? Are you going to let fear dictate your life, or are you going to rise above it? Because this is where real transformation begins. Not with empty motivation, not with feel-good words, but with a decision. A decision to stop being a prisoner to your thoughts and start using them as a tool to build the life you deserve. This is the turning point. This is where everything changes. Let's get one thing straight. Your greatest enemy isn't failure. It's not rejection. It's not even competition. It's the voice inside your head that tells you you're not good enough, you're not ready, you'll never make it. That's the real enemy, the one that whispers doubts before you even take the first step. Your mind shapes your reality. If you tell yourself that you can't, you won't. If you convince yourself that success is out of reach, it will be. Every dream you abandon, every risk you refuse to take, every opportunity you let slip through your fingers, it all starts with a single thought, a single moment where you let fear and doubt take control. Negative thoughts are like weeds. Left unchecked, they spread, strangling everything good in your mind. They choke ambition, they drain confidence, they poison potential. You start doubting yourself, then hesitating, then holding back. Before you know it, you're standing in the same spot years later wondering why nothing has changed. And the worst part? Most people don't even realize this is happening. They accept these thoughts as facts. I can't do this. I'm not talented enough. Other people are just luckier than me. They don't question them. They don't fight back. They just let these internal intruders dictate their future. But make no mistake, these thoughts are not truths. They are lies disguised as reality. They are the chains holding you back, and until you recognize them for what they are, you will remain trapped. Every time you let fear win, you pay a price, and that price is your future. Think about this. How many dreams have been starved because someone let fear control them? How many opportunities have been lost because someone hesitated too long? How many times have you talked yourself out of something before you even tried? Self-doubt is a thief. It doesn't just stop you from taking action, it drains you of confidence, of motivation, of the belief that you can succeed. And the longer you let it stay, the stronger it gets. Fear isn't just a feeling, it's a barrier. It keeps you small, it keeps you safe. And worst of all, it makes you believe that staying in place is the best option, that doing nothing is better than trying and failing, that staying in your comfort zone is better than stepping into the unknown. But let me tell you something, comfort zones are just cages with invisible bars, and the longer you stay inside them, the harder it is to break free. Every time you say, "I'm not ready," you're training your brain to accept doubt as the truth. Every time you hesitate, you're reinforcing the habit of inaction. And over time, these moments pile up. They become your reality. So I'll ask you again, how many dreams will starve if fear wins? How many goals will die in your hands because you let self-doubt dictate your choices? Because here's the reality, fear will never go away. Doubt will always whisper. The question is, are you going to keep listening, or are you finally going to fight back? It's time to face the truth. Your inner critic is a liar. And if you don't challenge it, it will keep controlling you. This voice, this relentless opponent in your head, is not a voice of reason, it's a voice of fear. And fear's only job is to keep you small. It will throw every excuse at you. You're not smart enough, you're not strong enough, you're too late, you embarrass yourself, and the more you listen, the more you believe it. But here's what you need to understand. Just because a thought enters your mind doesn't mean it has to own your mind. You have a choice. You can let these thoughts dictate your future, or you can take control. You can accept their lies, or you can start questioning them. The next time doubt whispers, ask yourself, is this true? Is this fear, or is this reality? The next time hesitation creeps in, challenge it. What's the worst that could happen? And the next time you feel like giving up, remind yourself, fear is not a stop sign, it's a test. A test to see how bad you really want it. Because if you let the inner critic win today, it will win tomorrow, and the next day, and the next, until one day you wake up and realize you've lost years to a battle you never even fought. So fight, take back control, break the cycle, and never let fear decide your future again. Everything in your life, your success, your relationships, your health, stems from one thing, your mindset. The way you think shapes the way you live, period. Let's get real. If you believe you're stuck, you will stay stuck. If you think you're incapable, you won't even try. If you see obstacles as roadblocks, you'll never push forward. But the moment you shift your perspective, everything changes. Suddenly, setbacks become lessons. Failure becomes fuel. Struggles become stepping stones. Think about it. Two people can go through the exact same challenge, yet one crumbles under the pressure while the other rises stronger. The difference? Mindset. The way you interpret life's battles determines how you fight them. If you walk into every situation believing you're powerless, you will be. If you step into the same situation with a mindset of resilience, you'll find a way to win. Your mindset dictates your relationships too. Walk into any relationship feeling unworthy and you'll settle for less than you deserve. Approach it with confidence and you'll build connections that uplift and empower you. Even your health is shaped by your thoughts. The person who believes they can get stronger will push through the discomfort. The person who constantly says, "I can't," will always find a reason to quit. So ask yourself, what kind of life do you want? One controlled by doubt and fear, or one fueled by growth and strength? Because the first step to changing your reality is changing the way you think. Every challenge you've ever faced has two sides, the problem and the opportunity. Most people only see the problem. They focus on what went wrong, why it's unfair, and how hard it is. But the ones who break free, they see something different. They see a stepping stone. Listen, limitations are self-imposed. The only reason they exist is because you accept them as real. Every person who has ever achieved something great started in the same position as you, facing doubt, obstacles, and setbacks. The only difference? They didn't let it define them. They didn't say, "This is where I stop." They said, "This is where I grow." Your struggles aren't there to break you, they're there to build you. Every failure teaches you something. Every setback strengthens you. Every challenge forces you to dig deeper, to push harder, to rise above. Think of it like this. Diamonds are made under pressure. Muscles grow by tearing and rebuilding. Strength isn't given, it's earned through resistance. So the next time you face a challenge, stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What can I learn?" Stop seeing barriers and start seeing opportunities, because every single hardship you overcome is another step toward your freedom. You are not limited. You are only limited by the way you think. And once you change that, nothing can hold you back. Right now, inside you, there is more potential than you can imagine, but it's locked behind one thing: your mindset. You weren't born to be average. You weren't put on this earth to just exist. You were meant to thrive, to grow, to become the strongest version of yourself. But that will never happen if you keep thinking the way you've always thought. Think about the most successful people in the world. They weren't born with more talent, more luck, or more advantages. The only thing they had: a mindset that refused to accept limits. A mindset that saw failures as lessons, setbacks as fuel, and struggles as the path forward. Let me ask you something. What would happen if you stopped doubting yourself for just one moment? If you believed, truly believed, that you were capable of more? How different would your life look? Because here's the truth. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the way you think. And that means you hold the power to break free from fear, the power to rewrite your story, the power to wake up tomorrow and decide that you are done playing small. So make that decision now. Shift your mindset, step into your potential, and never let another limiting thought control your future again. Look in the mirror, not the one hanging on your wall, the one that reflects your mind, the one that shows you every excuse, every hesitation, every self-doubt you've ever allowed to take root. It's time to face the truth about what's really holding you back. Your biggest obstacle isn't the world around you, it's the way you think. If you constantly tell yourself you're not capable, that's exactly what you'll become. If you believe success is out of reach, you'll never grab it. If you let fear dictate your decisions, your future will always be smaller than your potential. But here's the part most people don't want to admit. These thoughts, they don't just appear out of nowhere. You allow them, you feed them, you nurture them until they feel like facts. You let doubt settle in, you let negativity take over, and then you wonder why life doesn't change. You need to ask yourself, what kind of thoughts have I been entertaining? What have I been allowing in my mind that's shaping my reality? Because whether you realize it or not, every thought you accept builds the world you live in. If you keep lying to yourself, if you keep making excuses, if you keep blaming everything else instead of looking in the mirror, you will stay exactly where you are. But if you have the courage to be brutally honest with yourself, to strip away the illusions and see the raw truth, then, and only then, can you start rebuilding. Nobody else controls your mind. Not your past, not your circumstances, not the people around you. The only person responsible for what happens in your head is you, and until you own that responsibility, nothing will change. You can blame your upbringing, your failures, your hardships. You can say life hasn't been fair, but none of that changes the fact that you wake up every day with the ability to take control or to keep letting your thoughts control you. Your mind is like a wild horse. If you don't take the reins, it will run in every direction, dragging you along for the ride. But if you grab hold of it, if you decide that no thought gets to rule your life without your permission, then you take back your power. So own your mind, own your results, stop waiting for someone to hand you a new mindset, stop hoping that motivation will magically appear, stop acting like you don't have control over the very thing shaping your future. Your thoughts are your responsibility, your mindset is your responsibility, your life is your responsibility. The question is, are you ready to start acting like it? Taking responsibility is just the beginning. The real question is, what are you going to do with it? It's not enough to say, I want to change. You have to make the change. You have to decide right now that from this moment forward, you are in control. Start by filtering your thoughts. If a thought isn't pushing you forward, it has no place in your mind. If a thought is filled with doubt, hesitation, or fear, replace it with one that fuels action. Next, create a vision for yourself. Who do you want to become? What kind of person do you need to be to reach the goals you keep talking about? Start thinking like that person now. Start making decisions like that person today. And finally, take action. Change isn't something that happens in your head alone. It's something you do. Take the first step. Do something that moves you forward, no matter how small, because every action, no matter how minor, rewires your mind to focus on progress instead of fear. You are the captain of your mind. You decide the direction. You decide the speed. You decide if you stay stuck or if you move forward. So make your decision, take the wheel, and never let another day go by where you allow your thoughts to dictate your future. Your mind is like software. Over time, it has been programmed with beliefs, habits, and thought patterns, some that serve you and some that sabotage you. The good news? Just like software, it can be rewritten. You don't have to stay trapped in negative cycles. You have the power to reset the code. Every thought you repeat is a line of code shaping your future. Keep telling yourself you're not good enough, and your mind will make sure you never prove yourself wrong. Keep reinforcing self-doubt, and you'll never take the risks needed to grow. But rewrite that code, replace those lines with thoughts of confidence, determination, and resilience, everything changes. So how do you do it? You use the tools of mental reprogramming. Affirmations. Speak your new reality into existence. Tell yourself what you will become, not what you fear. Instead of saying, "I'm not ready," say, "I am capable and prepared." Instead of "I always fail," say, "I learn and grow with every challenge." Your brain believes what it hears repeatedly. Feed it the right message, visualization. See the success before it happens. Picture yourself achieving your goals. Imagine the feeling, the outcome, the transformation. If your mind can vividly experience success before it happens, your body will follow through. Self-coaching. Talk to yourself like a mentor, not a critic. When doubt creeps in, shut it down. When fear arises, remind yourself why you started. Be the voice that pushes you forward, not the one that holds you back. Reprogramming is a process, not an event. But every time you choose a better thought, every time you rewrite the mental code, you take another step toward the life you want. Transformation doesn't happen in a single moment. It happens in the habits you build every day. Just like you train your body to get stronger, you must train your mind to think better. Here's how you do it. Start your day with power. The moment you wake up, your mind is vulnerable. Fill it with intention. Avoid negativity. Instead of scrolling through social media or complaining about the day ahead, take control. Read something inspiring. Repeat your affirmations. Visualize the person you are becoming. Control your input. What you feed your mind determines what it produces. Cut out the negativity. Be mindful of the conversations you engage in, the content you consume, the people you surround yourself with. If it doesn't push you forward, eliminate it. Daily reflection. Take time to check in with yourself. Are your thoughts serving you? Are you operating from fear or confidence? Adjust as needed. Challenge limiting beliefs. The moment a negative thought enters, stop it in its tracks. Ask yourself, is this thought true, or is it just fear talking? Replace it with something that fuels you instead of drains you. End your day with growth. Don't go to bed replaying your mistakes. End each day by reviewing what you learned, what you improved, and what you'll do better tomorrow. Let your subconscious work on solutions, not problems. Rewiring your mind is not about motivation. It's about discipline. Do these things daily, and soon enough, positivity, strength, and confidence will become your default. A new mindset without action is like a car with no fuel. It's not going anywhere. You can tell yourself you're strong, capable, and unstoppable, but if you don't act on those beliefs, they mean nothing. The real transformation happens when your thoughts drive your actions. Confidence leads to action. When you believe in yourself, you don't hesitate, you move, you take risks, you put yourself in the game instead of waiting on the sidelines. Action builds momentum. One step leads to another. Small wins add up. The more you push past doubt, the weaker it becomes. The more you take control, the less fear controls you. Success is the result of consistency. Reprogramming your mind is the foundation, but action is the structure. Every choice you make, every habit you build, every risk you take, it all compounds into the results you want. So here's the challenge. Don't just think differently, live differently. Let your mindset fuel your movements. Let your actions prove your new beliefs. Step forward with confidence, take risks with courage, and never let another day go by where your mind holds you back. Your mind is your fortress. Everything you allow inside it, every word, every idea, every influence, shapes the way you think, the way you act, and ultimately the life you live. If you don't guard it, if you leave the gates wide open, anything can enter, and not everything deserves access. Negativity is like an invading army. It sneaks in through conversations, through media, through the people you surround yourself with. It disguises itself as concern, as harmless jokes, as just being realistic. But over time, it weakens you. It makes you doubt yourself. It drains your energy, and before you know it, you're fighting battles that you never had to fight in the first place. You wouldn't let someone break into your home and trash everything you own, so why let people, media, and toxic influences break into your mind and destroy your peace, your confidence, and your drive? It's time to set up boundaries. Limit exposure to negativity. If someone constantly tears you down, step back. If certain environments make you feel small, remove yourself. Guard your energy. Not everyone deserves your time. Protect your focus and attention like they are the most valuable things you own. because they are. Say no without guilt. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to your mental space. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's survival. Your mind is your greatest asset. Protect it like your future depends on it, because it does. Every single day, your mind is absorbing information. It's being shaped by what you listen to, what you read, who you spend time with. And if you're not careful, your environment will program you whether you like it or not. So here's the question: who and what are you allowing to shape your mind? Are you surrounded by people who challenge you to grow, or people who keep you stuck? Are you consuming information that fuels confidence and action, or media that feeds fear and doubt? Are you spending time in environments that uplift you, or places that drain you? Your surroundings are either sharpening your mind or dulling it. They are either pushing you toward success or pulling you away from it. And the key to mental clarity is simple: be ruthless about what you let in. Curate your circle. Surround yourself with people who elevate your thinking. Cut off anyone who constantly drains your energy. Control your inputs. Choose books, podcasts, and content that expand your mind instead of numbing it. Filter conversations. If a discussion isn't serving your growth, step away. Selective exposure isn't avoidance, it's strategy. It's about making sure your mind is working for you, not against you. Building a strong mind isn't a one-time task, it's a lifelong commitment. Negativity will always try to find a way in. Doubt will always try to creep back. Your job? Keep reinforcing your mental walls. Think of your mind like a house. You don't just build it and walk away, you maintain it. You fix cracks before they turn into problems. You reinforce the foundation. You secure the doors, and you make sure that no unwanted guests get inside. Here's how you sustain your mental resilience long term. Develop a mental reset habit. When negativity gets in, don't let it linger. Shift your focus. Reaffirm your strength. Take immediate action to replace doubt with belief. Prioritize inner peace. Not every battle is worth fighting. Protect your energy from unnecessary conflict and distractions. Stay focused on what truly matters. Regularly audit your influences. Just because someone was good for your growth once doesn't mean they always will be. Continually evaluate who and what is shaping your thoughts. Practice gratitude and reflection. A strong mind isn't just about blocking negativity, it's about actively reinforcing positivity. Reflect on your progress. Celebrate small wins. Remind yourself how far you've come. Stay in control. Life will throw challenges at you. People will try to shake your confidence, but as long as you control your mind, nothing can break you. Your mind is your sanctuary. Your peace is your responsibility. Guard them with everything you have. Greatness isn't achieved in a single moment. It's earned in the quiet grind of daily effort. It's the small, repetitive actions you take every day that compound to create mastery. Mastery isn't a title you get once you've arrived. It's the daily commitment to becoming better, stronger, and more focused than you were yesterday. Ask yourself this: are you putting in the work today? Because if you aren't, don't expect change tomorrow. Success isn't the result of a few big moves. It's the outcome of consistent, relentless effort. If you want to win this battle, it's about showing up day in and day out, whether you feel like it or not. There's no magic formula. There's no shortcut. It's the daily grind that forges the strongest minds. Think of it like training for a championship. It's not the final game that defines the winner. It's the hundreds of hours spent practicing, the sweat, the focus, the constant pushing against your limits. Greatness is built in the trenches of everyday action. So stop waiting for motivation to strike. Motivation is a fleeting spark. It's consistency that creates fire. Show up, work hard, repeat. Every great accomplishment starts with the smallest step. Every massive change begins with a single action. You might not see the immediate results, but trust me, every small deliberate effort is a seed planted, and over time those seeds will grow into something extraordinary. Consistency is key. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. What you need is a steady, persistent commitment to doing the little things every single day. Here's the truth: the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is often the ability to keep going when progress seems slow. Every time you wake up and commit to one positive habit, one productive action, you're making progress. Start each day with intention. Write down what you're focusing on, what you want to accomplish, and the steps you'll take to get there. Break down your goals. Big goals are built from small, achievable steps. What can you do today that brings you closer to your larger vision? Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Every victory counts, and recognizing them fuels the drive to keep pushing forward. You don't need to do everything at once, but if you make the decision today to commit to small, positive actions, those actions will add up over time. And when they do, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Ask yourself, what small change can I make today that will get me closer to mastery? You want success? You want to break through your mental barriers? Then commit unwaveringly to consistency. There's no substitute for daily effort. Consistency isn't glamorous, it's not flashy, it doesn't get instant recognition, but it's the backbone of every victory, every breakthrough, and every achievement. If you want to become the best version of yourself, if you want to master your thoughts, your habits, and your actions, consistency is your greatest ally. The truth is, there will be days when you don't feel like showing up. There will be times when the grind feels pointless, but that's when your commitment matters the most. It's the commitment to keep going when it's hard, to push through when you don't see immediate results, that separates those who achieve from those who fall short. So make this your mindset. Every day is an opportunity to move closer to your goal. Every day is a chance to reinforce the habits that will make you unstoppable. Embrace the struggle. Growth isn't easy, but it's worth it. Be relentless. Every day, remind yourself that what you're doing today is building the life you want tomorrow. Keep going, even when it feels like nothing is changing. Consistency compounds. Success isn't a single event, it's the accumulation of small efforts over time. This is your moment to decide. Are you ready to commit to daily excellence? Because this battle is won, not by the one who pushes hardest for one day, but by the one who keeps pushing day after day, month after month, year after year. You've made it. The battle is over, but the real victory has just begun. You've faced your doubts, you've confronted your fears, and you've taken control of the one thing that shapes everything in your life, your mind. This isn't just about self-help or motivational fluff. This is about real, tangible transformation. The victory over your mind is the foundation for every other victory in your life. It's the gateway to career success, personal growth, and meaningful relationships. Let's be clear, this journey wasn't easy. The path to mastery was filled with internal conflict, struggles, and moments when you wanted to give up, but you didn't. You chose to face those moments head on. You didn't let fear dictate your actions. You didn't let doubt paralyze you. You made the decision to take control, and now you're stronger for it. What you've learned along the way is priceless. Every single battle you won inside your mind has prepared you for the battles that lie ahead in the world outside. Because the truth is, if you can win the war within, no external challenge will ever seem impossible. So take a moment, celebrate this transformation. But know that this is just the beginning. You've unlocked your true potential, and now it's time to apply it. Victory over your mind is victory in every area of life. Now is the time to act, right now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until you feel ready. The moment for change is today. The power you've just unlocked is only useful if you put it to work. You've conquered the most powerful enemy you'll ever face, your own limiting beliefs. And now you hold the key to everything you've ever wanted. But that key doesn't work unless you turn it. Fix your mind, fix your life. The mental habits you've just created will be the driving force behind every action you take from here on out, but only if you commit to using them every single day. Don't let the lessons you've learned here fade away. Keep challenging yourself. Keep pushing forward. Ask yourself, what do I want my future to look like? What do I want to achieve? Now understand this, that future starts with the actions you take right now. What you do today will determine what your tomorrow looks like. So don't waste it. It's time to seize the moment. It's time to step into the life you've always wanted. The tools are in your hands. The power is within you. Take action today. Master your mind and master your life. The future you desire is waiting